Uh, Good morning to everyone. My name is C.M Mbeje. I'm from Ulundi and the Tumanini region. So I'm here today just to read you a short review that I wrote a few months back. Okay, so the topic of this review says the Zulu identity. Can I repeat that again? The Zulu identity. Okay. So I'll just break it in point. I'll explain some of the terms. I'll do an introduction so that you can work with me, so that you could be able to understand what I'm going to talk about. Okay. An awareness of our past is essential to the establishment of our personality and our own identity as African. Can I repeat that again? An awareness of our past is essential to the establishment of our personality and our identity as African. The following information is based and conducted in recent observation, knowledge, and findings about the Zulu kingdom and the identity, which of course raises many questions about who is, what is, am I. Answering this question, we should consider the following: culture, religion, history, civilization, and African identity. So we go on to the introduction. Culture is not something you are born with. It is learned from family, school, religious teachings, television, and media, and the government of a country, while a person's identity is made up of their own character combined with their family and social roots. So between the two, I'm sure you can see the difference between culture and identity. Let me repeat again. Culture is not something that you are born with. It is learned from family, school, religious teaching, television, and media, and the government of a country, while a person's identity is made up of their own character, combined with their family and social roots. Identity, like culture, is ever changing. For example, a woman can be a teacher, a mother, wife, and a driver to her children. This is what the Zulu identity is made of: a combination of respecting your culture and your identification as a Zulu, of which most of the people tend to misinterpret these days. In my discussion below, I'll highlight some of the important aspects of the Zulu kingdom. Starting with the background, Zulu identity has changed over time. Before the ascendancy of King Shaka, the term Zulu referred to only one clan that recognized Zulu as its foundation ancestors. So basically what I'm trying to say here, I'm trying to explain that the name Zulu, as for a language, as for a ethnic group, came from a certain surname before King Shaka. Let me repeat that again. Zulu identity has changed over time. Before the ascendance of King Shaka, the term Zulu referred only to one clan that recognized Zulu as its foundation ancestor. After Shaka's mission of conquest and consolidation, the term came to refer to hundreds of clans under the control of the Zulu monarchy. Today, Zulu ethnic identity is linked to the language and the monarchy. Shaka recruited young men from all over the kingdom and trained them in his own novel warrior tactics. His military campaign resulted in widespread violence and displacement, and after defeating competing armies and assimilating their people, Shaka established his Zulu Nation within 12 years. He has forged one of the mightiest empires the African continent has ever known. The Zulu Empire weakened after Shaka's death in 1828, long ago before the Zulu were forged as the nation. They lived as isolated family groups and partly nomadic northern Nguni. So basically what I was trying to highlight here is the history of the Zulu. Where did the term Zulu came from? Why do we as the northern Nguni are called Zulu? So you can see that the term Zulu came about after the ruling of King Shaka, the mightiest king of the Zulu Nation. Okay, let me continue. Let's look at Zulu as a language. There are four major cultural divisions among Black South African tribes. There are four major cultural divisions among Black South African tribes, which are the Nguni, the Soto, Shangaan, and Venda. The Nguni represent nearly two-thirds of South African black population and can be divided into four different groups. We're talking about the northern and central Nguni, the Zulu-speaking people, and the southern Nguni, the Xhosa-speaking people, the Swazi, people from Swaziland and adjacent areas, and the Ndebele people of the northern province and Mpumalanga. The Zulu language, of which there are various, is part of the Nguni language. The word Zulu means sky, and according to oral history, Zulu was the name of the ancestor who founded the Zulu royal line in about 1670. isiZulu is a South African most widely spoken official language. It is a tonal language understood by people from the Cape to Zimbabwe and is characterized by clicks. So let's look at the settlement. How do these Zulu people settle? KwaZulu-Natal is both urban and rural, with Durban as its largest city. The Zulu people in rural areas live in households that contain nuclear family members or in a three-generation household structure. The physical structure are often rondavels, circular houses built from mud or concrete and thatched with grass or iron sheet. Urban Zulu people live mainly in townships that were built in 1950s and 1960s by the government of enforce racial segregation. Townships were residential areas of black people and their families that were close to their place of work in the city. How do these Zulu people survive under such an economy? Let's look at their economy. So we're going to look at the different aspects when it comes to economy because I think it is the major point. Firstly, let us look at the subsistence. Before the mid-19th century, the Zulu depended entirely on horticulture and raising livestock. Basically, that is our culture as Zulus. We mainly believe in agriculture and raising livestock. Their staple crop was maize, while cattle, goats, and poultry were the most important livestock. Today they eat spinach, pumpkin, beans, potatoes, and other vegetables, which they grow and buy, although they like meat. Division of labor. The division of labor within the household is mainly between the men and women. Traditionally, men provided economic security for the household, protected the household, led ceremonial activities in the household, and did outside physical tasks such as tending livestock, building crops, and building new houses. Men regard themselves as the providers for their household, and to establish the status of a household head, Employment is imperative. Women still do the horticulture activities in rural areas. Women are faced with the day-to-day running of houses, including cleaning, washing, cooking, fetching water, and child rearing. Let's look at land tenure. All land in tribe areas is under the control of chiefs. Sorry about that. It's under the control of chiefs. Chiefs who allocated land for their residential purposes, as well as for cultivation of household head requests. Their marriage. Let's look at the marriage. Monogamous marriage is common among the Zulu. In bracket, monogamy is a common among the Zulu. Even though historically polygamy was encouraged, polygamy is still practiced, particularly in rural KwaZulu-Natal. The Zulu have a fond of singing as well as dancing. These activities promote unity at all transitional ceremonies, such as births, weddings, and funerals. All the dances are accompanied by drums and men dresses as warriors. Let's look at the very important road, which is religious beliefs. The Zulu people have a strong belief in their potency of their ancestor. Their cosmology is characterized by God in various forms. Umvelinqangi, a male god responsible for all life. Then uNomkhubulwane, a female god who provides food security, particularly through good harvest, and a god for the control of weather, particularly thunder. Many Zulu people converted to Christian under colonization. However, although there are many Christian converts.